This is Trinity Sunday, where we need to understand the relationship between God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. When I was in seminary, our theological professor, Eugene Fairweather, drew a diagram on the board for us so that we would understand. There was 3 circles. And between the 3 circles there were pathways or bars. And another circle in the middle, and from each corner circle there was one into the center. And on the circles were written, in Latin of course, because it's holier that way, pater. If I did it this way, it'd be pater over here. You have to reverse, right? Okay. Pater, which you all took Latin? So you don't mean father. And Filius, which means son. And Spiritus Sanctus, which means Holy Spirit. And then the perimeter bars all said non-S, which as you know means is not. And then from each of the corners into the middle, where there was the word Deus, there was S, S, S. So, to put it in English, for those of us who might have forgotten some Latin or never studied it, the Father is not the Son is not the Spirit is not the Father is not the Spirit is not the Son is not the Father. The Father is God, the Son is God, and the Spirit is God. Okay, you got that? We can go home now. It was written in chalk dust, and I don't know if it's as dry as chalk dust, but there it is. That's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is to think about who I am as an individual, and each of us can do that for ourselves. So I am a father, a husband, a son. And so we could say that's one person, 3 relationships. But when we talk about God as 3 persons, not... so it gets a little complicated, right? And then I'm also a brother, and I hope I'm a friend of somebody. And oh, thank you, I'm a grandfather. Boy, I'd be in trouble if I forgot that, eh? Let me show you, pictures. Our poor little guy. Got a picture of him the other day. His face all upset. His mother sneezed. He's afraid of sneezes. Poor thing. Anyway, that was an aside. So, all these relationships, and if we're trying to compare that to God, then it's not working out so well. Plus, sometimes we think of ourselves where some of our relationships are much more important than others. And so, yes, you might be a distant cousin of somebody. Well, half this town is a distant cousin. What can I say? But anyway, you might be related to other people in a variety of ways. So we need something more to really understand what the Trinity is. Last century, Shirley and I came here for a holiday. It was near the end of that century, I think. And I took a course at the School of the Arts here in Haliburton. Took a course with George Pratt. Some of you know George Pratt, a stone carver. And wow, I fell in love with carving stone. It was wonderful. And he had on hand, and so I bought some Carrara marble, the same quarry that Michelangelo got his stone from. So it made me feel like I was in really elite company carving the same stone that Michelangelo carved. It inspired me. That reminded me of a book I had read years ago by Irving Stone, who wrote a book called The Agony and the Ecstasy, about the life of Michelangelo. And such a passionate thing. I just felt so connected to Michelangelo's work and his life from reading that. And then I read, or actually I remember reading and went back and found it again, an essay by Dorothy Sayers. You might know the work of Dorothy Sayers because she wrote the Lord Peter Wimsey novels and became quite famous for that. But she also wrote theology. And this one was about the Holy Trinity. And she talked about the Father being the creative force and the Son being the creative work or the creation, and the Spirit, the power that works through that creative force. So let's put it in terms that we can understand. Maybe. A few years ago, the Royal Ontario Museum had an exhibit of the work of Michelangelo. And Shirley and I went there. And they had, not the original, because that won't move, I'm sure, the replica of Michelangelo's Pieta with Mary, the mother of Jesus, holding Jesus in her lap. Now this was only a replica, but I wept. So powerful. So powerful to see the emotion of Mary, the love that she had portrayed in her every gesture and in her face as she held the Lord Jesus, her Son, crucified, yet to be buried on her lap. The pathos of the crucified Lord, what he had done for us, it all somehow was captured in that white marble. So beautifully, so wonderfully. There it was. Now I guess it just only hints at what the real work of art is. It was so moving. So my experience in carving stone, understanding the passion of Michelangelo through Irving stone, understanding the creativity of God through Dorothy Sayers, and it all worked together. And I understood so Michelangelo had in his mind something powerful about Jesus, something powerful about the love of Mary, something powerful about that whole scene. And that's like the creative God in what was happening in Michelangelo's mind. Something that we can't touch, something that we can't know. No one else would know what was in Michelangelo's mind. Perhaps he could have done a sketch or two or talked to people about it, but you'd never really know what's going on inside his mind. Just like God is unknowable, and yet God is. However, Michelangelo took a hammer and a lot of chisels and chipped away at the stone. He took off all the extraneous bits and polished and polished and polished till he had that work of beauty. And there it was, something solid, something tangible, something we could touch hundreds of years later, carved in stone. Like Jesus, come to earth. Something that we can touch, something that we can see, something tangible here on earth. And so God the Father is like the idea that Michelangelo had. And the artwork is like God the Son here amongst us. Where then is the Holy Spirit in this story? Well, what happens when you see that work of art? Maybe you're transformed. Maybe you're changed. Maybe there's something that pulls at your heart and draws you in. Maybe now all of a sudden the light goes on and you see just what it meant for Jesus to die for us. Or maybe you understand the passion and the love that Mary had for her Son and also for the world. Maybe all of these things begin to take place within you. And that's like the Spirit drawing us to Jesus. The Spirit brings us to Jesus. The Spirit helps us to know who Jesus is. The Spirit talks to us. Jesus said, we read this last week, I think, how Jesus said, when the Spirit of truth comes, the Spirit will show you all things, teach you all things. And so the Spirit of God is like the interaction that we have when we view a work of art. Something changes in us. We're drawn in some way. And that's the Spirit at work in us. So, if you were going to think about that work of art of Michelangelo, do you separate your experience from the work of art? Do you separate the work of art from what was in the mind of Michelangelo? It's all one, isn't it? It's all one thing. You look at the work of art, and you're drawn, you're transformed, you're changed, you're stand in awe, all kinds of things happen to you. And you don't say, well, that's just me. That's different from the work of art. And you don't say, well, the work of art obviously wasn't what Michelangelo had in his mind when he started. It's all one and the same. And in the same way, when we sing our hymns, Holy, Holy, Holy Lord God Almighty, when we think about the majesty of the Most High, when the temple was filled with smoke and the threshold shook at the sound of the name of the Most High, when the cherubim and the seraphim called to one another, Holy, Holy, Holy. When all of that happens, we don't try to say, now, am I worshiping God the Father, or is this the Son, or is this the Holy Spirit? It doesn't matter. We're there, reveling in the presence of God. When the crowds listened to Jesus on the hillside, did they say, now, is this his own idea, or is this the Spirit speaking through him, or did he get this from the Father? Jesus said, I and the Father are one. It's not a difference. So it doesn't really matter when you pray whether you try to understand who God really is, how immense, how enormous, the one who formed the worlds, the one who spoke, let there be light, and the universe began. Doesn't matter whether you understand it or whether you think about it, or think of Jesus gathering little children into his arms, or Jesus walking on water, or turning water into wine, not the same water he walked on, but maybe. Doesn't matter what you think of. Doesn't matter how you come at God. Spirit, Father, Son. Doesn't matter where you begin, you all end up with God. And so maybe the pattern does work. Maybe it all leads us to the center. And we all come to know God as the one who made us, redeemed us, sanctifies us. God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.